Okay, and we're back. So I stop Camtasia there so it doesn't go crazy. Okay, so here is the debug. Okay, so let's go back here and turn on some additional layers. So at this stage, this bug here is sort of done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste a few of them. So if you watch the previous tutorials, the point is to make this space feel. Whoops, let me get onto a different layer here. It's trying to create a sense of depth, to create a sense of 3D space. Because right now, you have no idea how far these things are from each other. Okay, so by adding other clones of this bug, it's very easy to show this space. Just one last thing here, I turn on this fog layer here, see? Because this insect here, this floating gas bug, the area here, let me put this layer above the black. Okay, this area here is starting to blend in a little bit with the background in value. So we want to extract that out. So you can see here, by adding this background fog, we extract his body out in front of it. So if we turn off the black and white, you can see what that sort of does. Okay, so back to the point, I simply just made a copy of this layer and then collapsed it. And once you collapse it, then you have this, let me unlock it so I can move it around. Gotta move this out here. Okay, so you can see I could then move him around on his own layer. So Photoshop is great for this type of stuff. You can manipulate it all sorts of different ways. Okay, so I made a bunch of copies of it. So here's one in the distance. Now I want to talk a little bit about when you put things into distance. Right. Let's try on a black value layer as well. So when something goes further from you, right, here's a little bit of fog. Couple of things change. One, the intensity of the light is going to decrease, right? Because less light is going to hit that and then reach your eye, right? By the time it hits your eye, a lot of those light rays have been dispatched. So the intensity goes down, meaning the black and white levels. And two, the color information goes down as well, especially for something like orange. This wavelength, this light wavelength and color doesn't travel that far versus blue, which goes quite far, right? So something that's red in the distance, by the time it gets to your eye, is going to decrease quite a bit. So those two things are going to go down. So here I add the value. So see, the values of it is going to lighten up, right? Versus say the darkness here. Here is much lighter because it's further from us, right? And also on top of the light being scattered to your eyeballs, there's going to be atmosphere in between the two, right? All the oxygen, hydrogen, or whatever this planet gas is going to deflect the light as well, creating this kind of haze between the two. And that compounded with the light rays reaching your eyes will make this light value much lighter and mix the values together, right? So a lot of the values start to mix. So you can't tell the difference between what's a fin, what's a body, what's a line. They all start to mix, and that's in reality it's the same way. If you look into a city, into distance, they all just kind of become these gray shapes, right? Versus up close, you can see windows and see all these details and a lot more value separation. Okay, so I'm gonna do another one down here. Right, so this guy, I simply just erased him out, so it's not technically even corrected over here. You can see the background starting to get through, right? Because these are such fast tutorials that I do in class that just to get the fog effect, I simply just erased it out. And it works if you zoom out to a certain degree, you see. If you zoom out, it sort of looks like it's camouflaged in fog. And this guy here, I darkened the background just a bit to pop him out. You can see in black and white. So here we do another black and white value check to make sure that this entire painting reads as a whole. So we got one subject matter, and he's focused, he has detail level, and then we have some of his friends in the distance to establish the sense of what layer is this? Sense of depth, right? That there's a distance now from here to here, and a much bigger distance from here to here. So those are our bugs. This miscellaneous layer, let me just turn those on. So a few things. One, I created a little bit more additional fog in the distance here. And this was actually for the birds. You see, we put in some flying things here, and these birds could put whatever you want, right? If I have more time, what I actually have done is probably put some riders in here, like people riding on something. So let me turn the birds out to show you. The original plan is I wanted to put, let's draw this in white, right? Maybe there's some kind of